Welcome back, friends, and happy December. I dressed as festively as I could. Red stripe, warm hat. Today I want to do a casual reset sort of video. I think I'm just going to go through my TBR and show you my December reading journal setup. I went to the library. Take a shot in every video that I've said that. Why did I put the books so far out of frame? So I've got a stack of books, some more festive than others. I don't intend to read every single one of these in December, but this is just the lineup that we've got, the options, if you will. Okay, I'm just going to start with this because it is too beautiful not to. This is The Wood at Midwinter by Susanna Clarke. It is just so pretty, and it's really tiny. I've never read any Susanna Clarke novels. I'm interested in Piranesi, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Those might be her only two. I'm not totally sure. I did start Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell because I was reading along with the Game of Tomes book club, and they read that for, I want to say, September, October. So I listened to about an hour of it. I didn't get invested enough to dedicate the next 20 hours of my life to that book because it's a long book. So I thought maybe I'd try one of her shorter works. And this one is just so pretty and looks so festive. Carolyn Marie Reeds also recently posted her, I believe, November book wrap up, and she mentioned reading this in November and said that she really enjoyed it. So that makes me excited as well. I don't know really anything about this. And this book is also illustrated, which seems very fun. Just take a look at that. And this is the first page. It was winter, just a few days before Christmas. A few flakes of snow fell on the quiet fields. Along the lane that led to the wood came a carriage, driven by a young woman. Her name was Isolde Scott, and her sister Merodis sat at her side. What a name. Yeah, it's just really pretty. I had originally checked out the audiobook for this on Libby, and it's only 25 minutes, I think, so this will be a super quick little seasonal read. Next, keeping the festive vibes going, we have Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. I have not read Caraval, but I have read the entire Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and I did enjoy that series. It had issues, but overall, I would say I had fun reading it. So I am interested in this. This is also illustrated, in the color scheme, and the cover just got me. The back of it is also really gorgeous. Wow. End papers. As soon as I open it, bam. Bam. Oh, there's so much art. Come on, Miss Garber. Yeah, I had also checked out this as an ebook from Libby. And goodness, I'm so glad I got the physical version from the library. I had to drive to a far library for this book. I suppose I could have waited. I could have just requested it to my local library and picked it up a little later, but I just really wanted it in time to film this video and show this on camera, and I'm so glad that I got it because it is really gorgeous, and I don't mind if it spoils the original series. Honestly, I think Once Upon a Broken Heart already spoiled the Caraval series for me, although I still don't really know much about it. Supposedly it spoils it for you. I think I know who the main girls, the sisters, end up with, but I'm not totally sure, so if this spoils it further, so be it. I had no intention of reading Caraval, but if I really like this, then I would be happy to do that. And this is also quite short, so I am looking forward to this. These are my favorite illustrations I've seen in a while, and I just love red, white, and silver and black color schemes so much, so this is going to be very fun. Another festive read, Christmas at Hogwarts. This is a picture book. Look at the back too. Very nice. I saw this in Target last week or 2 weeks ago, and I flipped through it and I was just in awe. I loved the way it looked, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just have some little child around me so that I could have an excuse to buy this book and read it. I did consider buying it for one of the kids I babysit for and using that as my excuse, but then I was like, let me just check if it's at the library. And it was there. So I checked this out last night as well. Also beautifully illustrated. There's the end papers. Here's more illustrations. Oh, there's Fred and George. Oh my goodness. They're the twins. I love the twins so much. Yeah, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and this just feels like a really sweet little way to enjoy some of the series without doing a full-on reread. I will probably watch some of the movies during this month. I have a long list of movies that I'd like to get to this December, though. There's just so many good, festive, wintry movies. Okay, my next kind of wintry book, not really, is Butterflower Sugar. Now, this is a cookbook, and I don't intend to read this whole thing. I just saw it on display when I was leaving the library, and it felt like this would be a good thing to have in December, and maybe I could try baking a few things from here. I do bake a little bit. Usually I'm just a look things up on your phone sort of recipe gal. You know, I figured why not? Oh, this was the thing that sold it to me. Sticky marshmallow toffee cookies with black Hawaiian sea salt. I'm not gonna get black Hawaiian sea salt, but the rest of it sounds fantastic. I'll just use regular salt. I don't care. Here's like some Christmassy sugar cookies. Like, come on. December's a great time for baking, so I thought this might be something I could use. My next kind of festive book is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I love the Little Women movie, directed by Greta Gerwig, with Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet and Florence Pugh and Emma Watson. It's fantastic. I've rewatched it several times. And I started the novel not long after the first time I watched the movie, and then I never finished it. So I keep checking this out from the library and then I never finish it, but it is very good. I was enjoying it. It's just a very long book and hard to get myself to commit to it. So it may not even happen this month, but I really, really want it to happen this winter. I think it might be a book that I read over the course of the entire season. So I might go and buy this copy instead of having one from the library. A, to like have one to keep for a long time. B, to be able to annotate it because I think I might want to do that. And C, this copy is a little gross. Not all library books are created equal, and some editions are more well loved than others, and this one just is a little bit icky. So I don't know if I will read out of this one or not. I guess we'll see. And then I have a little bit of a holiday movie, which is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I see this as a holiday movie because it takes place in winter. I haven't watched this movie in a very long time. Why was Narnia on my mind? Oh, we talked about it in my creative writing class. We were talking about portals and how the closet that the little girl, I don't know what her name is, Lucy, falls through is a good example of the portal, and it has just been on my mind since then. And also Mr. Tumnus. Oh, it's because I saw this one photo of Timothée Chalamet and it looks like Mr. Tumnus. I'm also interested to read the book, but I am already reading one children's book at the moment, and sometimes when I'm reading too many YA or middle grade books at once, it starts to feel like all of my reading is a little bit too young for me. I don't see myself reading the actual series this month, maybe later in the winter, but I definitely want to watch the movie. Now we can move into the non-seasonal books that I have. Firstly, the star of the show, Wicked. I have been seeing all of the Wicked propaganda everywhere, all of the Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo interviews of them crying, and I never really knew much about Wicked. The one thing I knew about Wicked was that I love the song Defying Gravity, and within the past few months a new development has happened. Every time I listen to the song, when we get to the end of it, where when she gets to the part of the song that goes, "So if you care to find me, look to the western sky," I start uncontrollably sobbing, no matter who is singing it. I think it's just something with the notes of that song that scratches an itch in my brain. I'm not sure why, but every time I hear it, no matter if it's Cynthia Erivo singing it or Idina Menzel, or there's this other girl who sings it in an NPR video, I think she's my favorite Defying Gravity singer, Alphaba, I should say. So yeah, obsessed with that song. And when I was a kid, my best friend in middle school really loved Wicked. And we were attached at the hip as children, so an attempt to differentiate myself from her, I stayed away from Wicked. I would not touch it with a 3-foot pole. I knew nothing about it except for that one song. So now with all the press coming out in the movie, I'm very interested to watch it. I thought I would try out the novel first and see if that was worth reading before I went into the movie. And I read the sample of it on Libby and really loved it. So then I went and picked up a used copy of it from a local used bookstore because all of the library copies are out because of the movie. I'm assuming everyone's reading it. I am 81 pages through this, and it's like a 400-page book, so a little under a quarter, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm reading it sometimes, listening sometimes, doing both other times, and I think the audiobook narrator is phenomenal, and I think physically reading it is also a really good experience, so I'm just having a lot of fun. And as I'm reading that, I'm also listening to The Wizard of Oz. I realized as I was reading Wicked, I didn't know a lot of the references about Oz that they were mentioning, so I thought I would get the original source material and read this as well. This is super short. It's a children's novel. I'm about 30% of the way through this, and it is really sweet. It's very charming. I'm sad that I've never read any of the stories or watched any of the movies earlier in my life. I've never seen The Wizard of Oz. I'd never seen Wicked the musical. I'd never read either of the stories. So I'm just kind of catching up on all of the Wicked Wizard of Oz lore this week, and I'm going to be making a full in-depth video about both of these books and then watching both of the movies that will be up next weekend. So subscribe if you're interested in coming back and watching those. Oh, my other Wicked piece of literature is this Wicked pop-up book, Wicked the Musical, and it's just got like random art and facts, and it's in pop-up form. I found this at the library last night. Let me scooch over so you can see it better. It has some fun like pop-up elements to it that I thought were pretty cute. Like, come on. So I thought this would be fun to go through for my All Things Wicked vlog. So yeah, very exciting. Moving on. This book feels a lot more fall/November, but I couldn't help it. It was just such an interesting cover. This is How to Help a Hungry Werewolf. And it's this girl and this guy, and she's stirring this cauldron. There's a raccoon. I really don't know much about this. It's this girl who returns to her hometown. Her former best friend shows up and he needs her help with being a werewolf. Like, he needs some like witch's brews to help control his werewolfism, and she's the witch to help him. So I just thought this sounded like an interesting premise. Honestly, I've just really loved the cover, so I thought I'd give it a try. We'll see. I've been done dirty by random romances I pick up at the library, so I have zero expectations. If it's good, awesome. If it's not, then I'll just bring it back. And then as I was leaving, I picked up I think, Conversations About Modern Marriage. I just thought this looked interesting. I'd never seen a nonfiction book that was about the modern marriage, and just seemed like something that I'd like to know a little bit more about, and I'm curious what this author's perspective is, so we'll see. The last book I have to show you, I actually got for free. And I got it from the library. They have like this little dollar section of books that you can buy. And I found this Song of Achilles, and I went to pay for it, but forgot my wallet in the car. So I asked to use Apple Pay, and then the girl was like, "We don't have that." And I was like, "I can just go get $1 from my car." And she was like, "Just take it." So that was really nice of her. It's really cool to have this copy for free. I have already read The Song of Achilles. I think I read it in 2020 or 2019, and I really, really loved it. And I had a different edition of this. I had the paperback, and I gave it to my cousin, I want to say. And then I got a hardcover version, but then I sold that one. So now I have this version, and I'd love to do a reread and annotate this. Though this is one of those books that I'm like really, really happy to have my own copy of. I don't think that I will be reading it this month. I don't know. I vaguely remember there being some snowy scenes in here. So if that's true, then maybe I'll do a reread. If not, then this does feel a little bit more of like a springtime book for some reason in my head. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to show it because I got it for free, so that was just such a good feeling. Also, really quickly, just forgot to mention A Court of Sugar and Spice, which is honestly a crime because I think it's the book I'm the most excited about. I ordered it on Amazon because I couldn't find it anywhere else. I think it's just like a self-published Amazon book. I found it on Libby, but they only had the audiobook from my library, and I really didn't like the narrator. So I went on Amazon and I read the sample. That was just a few pages, but I loved it. And you know how sometimes you can just tell from the very beginning of a book if it's the type of book for you. This feels like it's a book for me. It's a Nutcracker retelling, but it's like a fae romance. So the Nutcracker is a cursed fae prince who leads these two sisters, Clara and Louisa, to the fairy realm. I'm picturing Clara as Spencer from Pretty Little Liars and Louisa as Arya, because Clara is more serious and Louisa is more like rambunctious, outgoing. And this episode where they had to dress in like these Victorian outfits just fit perfectly for the image that I have in my head. And I believe both sisters have their own romance. So Clara has a romance with the Sugar Plum fairy prince, and Louisa has a romance with the Nutcracker fae person. I'm really liking it from what I read so far, and I can't wait to get my copy of it. And I think I'm going to annotate it too, because that's what I usually do if a book is actually mine to own. So really looking forward to this one. If you are interested, there's like a ton of trigger warnings. It's supposed to be a dark romance, and you can look into that further on the Amazon page. But yeah, couldn't leave this one out. So those are all of the books. Let me show you the stickers that I have for my December bullet journal spread. These are from at Fifi Puffs on Etsy. They're so cute. It's this like Christmas toy collection. I don't really have a plan for how this spread is gonna look, so I guess you'll just see it when I do it. But I've been waiting to use these. I've been so excited about them for the past 2 months because I think I made this order in October. Yeah, I got like a Halloween sticker sheet from her, a moth sticker sheet, which I used in November, and this Christmassy one. So I've been waiting since October to use these, and I'm very excited. So thank you for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stick around if you are interested in seeing that Wicked vlog next weekend. It should be going up on Saturday, so make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, whatever you want to do, so that you can catch that vlog. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.